マニラ空港での衝撃的な事件以後、秋野氏に関するさまざまな情報が流されておりますが、その中で一つ AP の元マニラ支局長で秋野氏と大変親しいアーノルド・ゼイトソン記者はその記事の中で、秋野氏は今年の4月ガンジーの映画を見て大きな感銘を受けた、たった一人の男が立ち上がることで国民を救ったというストーリーが秋野氏の心を決めたと書いております。老練な政治家が一本の映画の影響で行動したとは思いませんけれども、ではなぜ今となっては死の旅路となった帰国を決意したのでしょうか。しかも暗殺の危険まで警告されながら帰国を強行したのでしょうか。
台湾の台北空港ロビー、今月の21日、2人のアジア系の乗客が他の客に隠れるように手続きを待っていた。秋野氏と義理の弟兼柏原氏である。同行したカメラマンも目立たぬように撮影をしていた。暗殺の噂がある中で彼らは8日間にわたり東南アジア各地を転々としながら、いつどの便に乗るか間際まで決定しかねていた。台北に滞在すること3日、秋野氏は21日中華航空でマニラへ向けて出発することを決意した。秋野氏が使ったのはあるイスラム教国で入手したという偽のパスポート。それにマーシャル・ボニファシオという偽名を書き込んだ。
The name in the passport was Marcial Bonifacio. And he thought of that name and he was very proud of it because Marcial stands for martial law and Bonifacio stands for Fort Bonifacio, where he spent 7 years in prison. So he thought of that name and he was very proud of it, and that was the name in the passport. Well, he left the United States on August 14th, and he went to Singapore and Malaysia, and back to Singapore, and then to Taipei.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Come from the lips.
And most of the flight, he was pretty in an up mood. You know, I mean, we were even joking at one point. He was saying to me, "Do you want to bet whether we're going to land or not?" Because there was some rumor that we might be turned around and sent back. And I said, "What do you want to bet?" And he said, "I'm betting we don't land." I said, "You're going to lose the bet." He said, "Do you really think we're going to land?" I said, "No, absolutely, we're going to land."
My husband said that all he wanted to do was return home to effect a national reconciliation, and that he had a clear conscience and he was not afraid of any possible assassination plot.
亡命先ボストンでも秋野氏は反体制指導者としてフィリピンの政治に大きな関心を持ち続けた。
A battle in which he'd lose his life.
They were very happy times for all of us, and it was a time that I really got to know my father, and it was also a time that we were happy.
Did the two of you talk just before he left a few days ago to go back to Manila?
Well, he called us from Taipei, and he just told me that to hurry home because the prison where he was lonely and sad.
Well, you made it this far. Senator, why are you going back to the Philippines, and why are you going back particularly right now with this timing?
Well, my fellowship ended in June 30 in MIT, and I had to leave the United States within a few days after that. Otherwise, I'll have to get another fellowship for another year. I would like to get back home because the opposition is now preparing for the 1984 elections, and I'd like to contribute my efforts and my assistance to the opposition, having been the Secretary General of the major opposition party in my country. We need at least 4 months to reorganize our grassroots, and then maybe 4 months of campaign to be ready to be in shape for 1984.
What do you expect to happen when we get to Manila?
I don't know. I have been reading in the press reports that they will put me back in a plane, in this same plane, and send me back to my port of embarkation. But I don't know how they can do that because I'm a Filipino and I've lost my passport. I have no visa to Taipei, so I don't know how they can send me back. I really hope that they will allow me to stay in my country. It's my homeland. I don't mind if they put me back in jail. But the fact alone that I'm in the Philippines means a lot, psychologically and morally for our followers. I don't think a general should be 10,000 miles away from the battle. He should be leading his troops, even if he should lead them from prison.
Why do you think that President Marcos has been so much opposed to you over the years and considers you to be so much of a threat?
I don't know. There's really an age gap between me and the president. I am 50 and he's 66, and I suppose it's just like an older brother not understanding a younger brother. But we have had no personal differences. He's been with the Nationalist Party when I switched to the Liberal Party. And I really don't know. I only hope that they'll give me a chance to talk to him when I get back and hopefully convince him on some things that I'd like to see happen in our country. I would like to reiterate, I am not out to overthrow him. On the contrary, I submit that I could be his best friend because the opposition can be of help in restoring democracy in my country. And that's all we're asking for.
What, very simply, do you think that he should be doing he's not doing now?
I feel that he should now prepare the country for the time when he will pass away. And therefore, I'd like to see the beginnings of freedom of the press. Then after that, we should have free, clean, and honest election, credible election. And then we can go into restructuring the economy to help the poor. Because the final bottom line thing here is, how well is the government helping the majority of the impoverished Filipinos? We have to address ourselves to the problem of the worker, the rural worker, the industrial worker, the very poor in my country. So that when you go to Southeast Asia, Taiwan, for example, is example. It has progressed tremendously. Korea, Hong Kong, Singapore. And I see no reason why the Philippines cannot duplicate that. So I do believe that there is a tremendous room for improvement. And I think if the president will give the opposition a chance to contribute its input, the Philippines can move forward.
As we started our descent into Manila, he went into the bathroom and put on his bulletproof vest. Because the night before, we were in the hotel in Taipei, and he said, I have a report that I might be hit, I might be assassinated at the airport, and then they would shoot the assassin. And he said, that's why I'm going to wear this, and he held up his bulletproof vest. But he said, if they shoot me in the head, I'm gone.
I suppose there's a physical danger because, assassination is part of public service. Look at poor President Reagan. He got shot because Hinckley fell in love with Jodie Foster. So that's part of the hazard of the game. My feeling is we all have to die sometime. Now, if it's my fate to die by an assassin's bullet, so be it. But I cannot be petrified by inaction or fear of assassination and therefore stay in a corner. I have to suffer with my people. I have to lead them because of the responsibility given to me by our people. Yep, the birds are all in.
So just as we were coming in for the approach, he started praying. I mean, he had his rosary beads, and he was praying the rosary. Then he put the beads down, and he was praying some more. You could see his lips move.
I think the very fact alone that we can land is victory enough. Everything after that's bonus. I mean, whether they put me back in a plane and ship me out or bring me to prison, I have promised to return. I have returned against all odds. So that's good enough for me. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's it. Now, if they will allow me to talk to the people, that will be the bonus. At least through you, I've been able to talk to them partly.
I got a little bag, and I said, do you need your suitcases? Oh, no. I said, and he said, please make sure that my things at home here, these bedding and other things, are taken to me at the prison, because I need those. I said, what about your suitcases? He said, no, I have enough clothes in the bag for 4 days. So, I mean, he really expected to be taken to prison.
アメリカを出発してから8日目、秋野氏は3年間に及ぶ亡命生活を終えてマニラ空港に到着した。その時